Hey there everybody, how's it going? This is Steve K here with you all with another video. Now, I've been having some difficulty trying to do these kind of videos here, doing these like live videos here on my phone. So I just hope it all goes well on here and there's hopefully like no interruptions, because a lot of times I've been trying to do these videos, they've just been giving me a rough time. But anyway, for this video that I wanted to do on here, this is entitled, What is your favorite Beatles album? Now, there are some people that are really, unfortunately, that don't like the Beatles. Some never even heard of them. Some really prefer music like sometimes they may like Kiss, or they might like other artists or other groups. They may like the Beach Boys more, or the Rolling Stones, and a couple others. But those groups are fine too. But there are people, like I said, that are not big on the Beatles and don't and might have like a number one favorite album. But anybody is like welcome to comment, like what their favorite albums are. But like I said, what I said before about this. So anyway, I'm not going to be showing any of my albums, as a lot of them are all over there. And hope everybody has enjoyed those videos when I was showing you all my Beatles vinyl record collection. But for this one, as I said again, so we're going to be discussing all about like what everybody's favorite album is. Ben's, yours is Sgt. Pepper's. Well, that's great. Now, Sgt. Pepper's is a great album. A lot of people do consider that as their number one favorite. Another one is number one favorites are, to a lot of people, Abbey Road and Let It Be. Some people even may have A Hard Day's Night as their number one favorite, and maybe a couple others too. But for me, um, there's so many albums out there that the Beatles have come up with, and there have been some that I'm sure people are not big on, but for me, I will get into mine eventually, but I want to discuss like some of them, like Please Please Me. Please Please Me has a lot of songs, including that particular song, and it has like a bunch of cover songs too. I mean, I would have the album with me, but it's all the way over there, but just don't feel like I'm doing that. I can like go through the songs that are on that album, but anyway, there's a lot of great songs on that one, and my favorite on that album is probably either Love Me Do or I Saw Her Standing There is good, but I like some of the songs they do, like Anna, Go to Him, and another one that's called Baby It's You, which I believe is a cover song. And there's a couple others that are on that album too, but I'm trying to like think exactly. You know what? Because it is my video, I'm just gonna get it anyway. So here is pretty much the album. This is the one that I have, and Strawberry Fields Forever is a song, hon. I'm talking about albums, but if you're talking like the album that that particular song is from, then that's from the Magical Mystery Tour. But anyway, here it is once again. It's a stereo pressing as well. Now this one, as I mentioned all the songs before, I know I should have a dust jacket over this, but I haven't done that yet because of the fact that I haven't put them on there yet. Like, some people like songs in here like Ask Me Why, Boys, Misery, Do You Want to Know a Secret, which is also a good one too, and Twist and Shout. But again, for me, my favorite pretty much on this album is probably, like I said, Love Me Do, which is on the first song on the B-side record, or side 2. And there you go. I mean, it is a great album. I mean, there is nothing wrong with this album at all. Nothing wrong with it at all. Some people may have this as their number one favorite. There's no problem with that. Now the next one, another one that's a good one, is called With the Beatles. Now there's two of them. I mean, one is Meet the Beatles and the other one is With the Beatles. Now, Meet the Beatles is a little different. It has I Want to Hold Your Hand on it, and it has a song which is That Boy, which are not included on the Beatles album With the Beatles. But it is a great album. A lot of great songs on it, but it's not my number one favorite. It's probably in like my top 10 favorites at least. Then, like I said, there are albums that people would probably say is not one of their Beatles favorites. Like some people I'm sure weren't big on Yellow Submarine and the other album, which is the Magical Mystery Tour. But they have good songs on them. Just people aren't too big on those albums sometimes. Like some people say, "Oh, that album's okay because it has." Some people don't even like the song "I Am the Walrus," but that is, everybody's opinion. But another album that I forgot to mention that a lot of people would put as a number one favorite is the Beatles' White Album, or as people, well, it's called the self-titled album. It's the Beatles' self-titled album, but it's more commonly known as the White Album, which has so many songs like "While My Guitar Gently Weeps," "Birthday," "Helter Skelter," "Blackbird," "Dear Prudence," um, "Obla Di," "Obla Da." Lot of really good songs in that one. That's probably in my top 5 favorites for albums. But some of you might be a little bit surprised that this is my number one favorite album, but that's just pretty much, what I decided to go with. But my number one favorite album is Rubber Soul. Now, Rubber Soul has a lot of songs on it that I know and I've listened to a lot. And I just love the album pretty much. I love the album cover of the Beatles. I love the songs on there. One of the biggest songs that's on there that people like, it's called In My Life. In My Life, has a lot of great lyrics in it, and, it's a good one to listen to. Another one that's on there that George Harrison did called If I Needed Someone is another good one, too. You have Girl, Michelle, Run for Your Life. You have, on some versions, one has Drive My Car, but the other one has I've Just Seen a Face. And of course, Drive My Car is a great one. And you have Norwegian Wood, You Won't See Me, The Word, Wait. Yeah, I can name a pretty good amount of them that are on there, but it's really a great album. And once again, you may be surprised that it is, my number one favorite, but I want to hear all of your comments. I want people to comment on here and say what their favorite is. Sgt. Pepper's is a great album. Sgt. Pepper's is probably my number 2 because you got Sgt. Pepper's and you got I Get By With a Little Help From My Friends, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Getting Better, Fixing a Hole, many, many more that are on that album. Goes on and on. But yeah, that is a very good album. Like I said, the songs, everybody just loves them on there. And once again, Strawberry Fields Forever is not on that album, as some people might say that it is from that album, but that's actually from the album The Magical Mystery Tour. There is one album that I don't have of the Beatles, and that is Beatles for Sale, and that includes the song 8 Days a Week. I have it on CD, but I just do not have the album, on vinyl. But that's okay. I have like a couple of compilation albums that have the song 8 Days a Week. And I have a couple others too, which are not like studio albums or whatever. Some people, they're more like, I don't know if you call them compilation albums or whatever you want to call them. Like albums like Beatles Greatest, Beatles 65, Beatles Yesterday and Today. They're also good albums, but some just don't call them studio albums or whatever. They just call them like, I don't know if they are compilations or whatever they just call them, or they may be studio albums. You could tell me, what they really are called. But anyway, yeah. So once again, comment and tell me what your favorite Beatles album is. I'd like to hear everybody's comments. So there you go. And that's going to wrap it up here for this. So I hope everybody enjoyed. So hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Comment with what your favorite album is. No negative stuff. And subscribe if you haven't, and please do. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. And you all take care. And thanks again for watching this video.